Hi, my name is Lauren Schenk, and I want to talk to you today about getting into meditation. I am a holistic wellness coach, a yoga instructor, a sound healer, a crystal healer, and a meditation coach. So, I wanted to start off by busting some myths about meditation. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the end game of what they think meditation should be, and they don't want to start because they don't think that they can get there. The goal of meditation is not to be the guru on the mountain who can sit in stillness and silence with no thoughts and just existing. We think that's what meditation is. And honestly, that's not realistic or attainable. And I'll tell you that in my study of yoga, I went through the yoga teacher training. You learn all of the progressions of yoga, and you basically start with the ethics and the morals of yoga and work your way through the breath work and the poses, and then you get into more of the end goal of, it's called samadhi, which is bliss, and that is the releasing all attachments to anything and being able to sit on top of a mountain with no thoughts and no desires and nothing, and that's supposedly bliss. And that's not realistic. It's actually very hard to attain here on this earthly plane. It's funny, as I was studying yoga teacher training and reading all of the gurus who had written about all these different processes within, getting to enlightenment. And the further and further you go towards enlightenment, the less and less was written because getting to that is almost unattainable. So it's kind of funny. And why would we want to release attachments to everything? I like people. I like things. I like my goals and dreams. So the goal of meditation is not to be the guru up on the mountaintop who has no thoughts. So if you are hesitant to start meditation because you think you need to sit in silence with no thoughts, and you know that you can't do that right off the bat, I'm here for you. Meditation is not about releasing our thoughts. Meditation is more about entraining them to get you from the stress response into the relaxation response. We live our lives in a stress driven manner. We're running around, we don't take a breath, and often that leads to chronic illness. So, meditation is a really great and honestly easy way to help you with your wellness and getting, your stress under control. A lot of times when people are trying to give you health and wellness advice, they tell you to reduce your stress. I can't get rid of my job, my friends, my family, my life. So I don't know how I'm supposed to reduce my stress. So I focus on managing my stress. And I do this in part with meditation. So there's a lot of different ways to do meditation. And it's not just sitting in silence with no thoughts, because my overactive imagination does not allow that to happen. So that's not what we're here for. The first type of meditation that I suggest people try and that I use a lot when my brain is overactive is guided meditation. I have a lot of these videos on my YouTube where, walk you through a scenario in your head, and you're focused so much on what the other person is saying, what the guide is saying, that your brain sort of slows down a little bit and is sort of focused on what the visualization is supposed to be. So this is actually kind of like tricking your brain into getting into a more relaxation response because you've left it up to the guide to do the work for you. All you have to do is listen and visualize. And that process of listening and visualizing is what gets your brain out of the hamster wheel that it's in and into a more relaxed state. Usually the visualization is a calming environment, so that obviously reduces your stress response and gets you into a more relaxed state, reduces your blood pressure, reduces your heart rate, your breathing becomes deeper. You notice when you're stressed out, your breathing is very shallow. That's not very good for your body. So guided meditation is a wonderful way to start. And there are guided meditations all over the place. You can't get anywhere on the internet without finding a guided meditation. And usually on YouTube, they are free. So if you're looking to start a meditation practice, I would start there. Other kinds of meditations, mantra meditations, are also a good way to entrain your brain. And what I mean by that is to basically focus it into where you want it to be. A mantra meditation is very easy. You can choose any mantra you want. The most popular and effective one is Om. So when you hear people chanting Om, actually that vibration that you just heard from me that you can do in your head and verbally with yourself actually stimulates your vagus nerve, which helps get you into the relaxation response. So a mantra meditation is just sitting. You can listen to meditation music while you do it. You can do it in bed before you fall asleep. Actually, I use it a lot. Instead of counting sheep, I just repeat a mantra in my head. It can be Om, it can be I am worthy, it can be love, it can be peace, whatever you want it to be. But all you have to do is either in your head or out loud, repeat that mantra. So just Om. I love that vibration. You can listen to someone else do the mantra as well. There's a lot of mantra meditations available on YouTube and Spotify all over the place. Some other meditations I like to get into. So once you're able to sort of drop into a relaxation state, after you tried some guided meditations and maybe some mantra meditations, and your brain starts to get into the routine of, okay, we're going to meditate now. I like to do what I like to call a cogitative meditation. There's a problem in my life or something that I'm really needing to focus on. I do it in meditation. See, this is where the myth of you have to stop thinking in order to meditate is BS. I think all the time in meditation. It's just a more focused thought process because I will use, I will obviously get into a comfortable seat. I'll use crystals. I always have some sort of meditation music playing because it just helps my brain relax. And then I will just allow myself to think through whatever it is I need to address. And usually, what happens is my brain is calm enough in this state with the music and the stillness and the comfort that I can usually come up with an idea or a plan, or I'll get a message from my spirit guides or from my ancestors or from somewhere. I don't know, just pops into my head. This is what, the next step is. And I love using that type of meditation all the time. And you can do it too. It's actually very easy. Once we release that expectation we have of what meditation is, there's so many different forms of meditation that you can utilize. Walking, a walking meditation is super effective. Just go out in your neighborhood or in nature. Again, throw on some music. I use YouTube for this all the time. Look up solfeggio frequencies on YouTube and you'll find any sort of meditation music that you want, and usually it'll tell you what frequency is and what it will help with, whether it's with love or clearing out negative energy. And just take a walk. Just take a walk and let your brain relax and let the messages come through. Okay? And you know what? Sometimes you have to overthink through it, and that's okay. But if you're taking a walk and you're really focusing on that one thing and not the 700 other things on your to-do list, that in and of itself is a meditation, and it's a thoughtful meditation, cogitative meditation, as I like to call it. And then if you get to a point where you can sit in silence and let your thoughts go, fantastic. Enjoy the bliss. But you don't need to get to that point. You do not need to be a guru on a mountain. You don't even need to sit in silence. I don't sit in silence. I'm a Virgo. My brain does not stop. So I usually have some sort of music to entrain my brain, crystals to sort of help my energy along. Any tools that you want to use are helpful. So I want you to take from this video that meditation is actually very easy when you release all those expectations of what you think it should be. It's not that serious. It's not that stressful. In fact, it should be the opposite of stressful. It should actually help you with your wellness. And in fact, studies have shown that 8 weeks of a consistent meditation practice shrink the size of the amygdala in your brain, which is the center of the stress response, and thickens the prefrontal cortex, which is your center of emotional regulation and concentration. So, meditation is actually a workout for your brain to reduce the things you don't want and increase the things that you do. So, I would like to invite you to go ahead and try some guided meditations, try some mantra meditations, and then maybe try some cogitative meditations, and let me know what works for you. Because I want you to be successful in meditation. I don't want you to think that it is intimidating, right? It is very accessible and very good for your brain. Okay. Happy meditating.